December 29th, 2023. It's our last regular morning show of the year. Next year, I'm not really sure what my schedule looks like, so I don't know how much I'm going to be on in the next year. So, well, enjoy it while you got it, because I don't think I have as much time anymore. So, yeah, sad but true. Just the nature of the beast sometimes, and we'll figure it out. I'll probably be on, but just a few days a week. Going to be working on the website and on some other things that we're working on. So I just don't know if I'll have enough time in the day. But yeah, not sure where Chris is. Costi normally with us on Fridays as well. He said he was coming, but I don't see him. Weird.
Friday. Money making Friday, man. Like Mitch said, last Friday of the year, man. We gotta make it a great one, man. There's some great weekend of sports coming up. Buckle up, man. Let's close the year out on a high note, man, and get ready to start the year off on the right foot. I'm pumped.
Costi is here. Chris is not here, so I'm not really sure how to do this. Let's see.
Costi.
What's up, Jay, man? What's been going on, brother?
What's up, my man? Feel like we ain't spoke like face to face in a minute. Just a lot of text.
Yeah, man. Just, sometimes when Mitch goes on these NFL rants, man, I just get, I can't fight. Sometimes you just can't fight somebody. You just gotta let it be. He's gotta get it out. He's just expecting the Dolphins to come in the Ravens' house and just beat us.
Don't care. I don't care. I think the part that you miss is that I don't care. I think if you're an NFL fan, you're a sucker. And I think that is really what it's all about. It's like, if you can't figure out, man, that this is just a freaking joke, man, to try and bilk you out of money, or whatever, that these guys could care less about the fans. I mean, it is joke, man. It is pretty pathetic. So, it's sad to watch. I could care less. I'm not a Dolphin fan. I'm not a fan of any of the players. There's no likable players, in the NFL. There's not a guy out there that wouldn't sell you out for $1, man. Not one. There's not one player out there that wouldn't abandon his team tomorrow for $1 more. And that is the truth.
Still a business, especially in the NFL. You don't get paid for long. Not for long, as what the NFL stood for many years. So if you're going to get paid, you better get paid quick. Otherwise, your career is done. I don't blame them. I'm the glass half full guy.
Yeah, but the product itself sucks. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that if the product is there, that's one thing, man, but the product is not there, The product is absolutely terrible. And, that's the issue, is that, if the product's there, well, then you could say, well, at least the product is there, right? But it's not.
People still watch it. People still buy tickets.
Yeah, because they're suckers. Because it's what they dream it to be, not what it actually is, man. They dream it to be this like actual game where guys are playing, when actually you're just watching the WWF, man. It's predetermined outcomes. So it's like,
hey, man. At one point, I did believe the WWF was real as well. So,
yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of suckers that believe the NFL is real, and that it doesn't come down to that. It's just a coincidence that State Farm sponsored the halftime and post-game show, and the game was decided on a late penalty. I mean, it's just a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, man. It's terrible, man. It's terrible.
I hope they scripted the Ravens to win it all this year. That'd be cool.
They might.
Costi. Speaking of the Ravens, did you see Twitter erupting last night?
I'm not a big Twitter guy.
Lamar, he's not quarterbacky.
Oh, yeah. He's not right. Well, I've seen that over time where the stats aren't good. McCaffrey means more to the team. It's like the Cooper Kupp scenario from 2 years ago.
Quarterbacky comment. Like, what does that even mean?
Like, if anybody watches football, knows football, they understand Lamar is a football player. The stats are not going to blow you off the chart passing wise. It's not about the stats. It's the guy just plays football.
No, I'm with you, man. Here's my thing. You can have somebody else be your MVP without saying something crazy. Like Lamar, he's not my MVP right this year, and that's not a knock. But he's definitely been a top 5 quarterback this year. His team is the number 1 seed in the AFC. What are we talking about? He plays the quarterback position damn near as well as anybody. What are we talking about?
Who's the MVP?
The offense because
who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares? Who gives a shit? It's like, what are you, 6 years old, man? Oh, he's the MVP. It's like, who cares, man? I only care about the money. I am just like the players themselves. I only give a shit about the money. I don't care about some made-for-TV fucking awards that they give out. I don't care about who won the ESPY for fucking best finish. I don't care about any of those things. I only care about cashing my tickets. I do not care about any of the fan things of the NFL because it's a fraud. It's like basically you're betting on something that's predetermined. So what you got to do is just figure out what the angle is and bet that. I mean, that's really all it is.
I get that. Me, everybody knows I'm the ultimate fan.
Yep, and that's how you ended up on USC last night. I mean, because you fall for it. It's like where's Bronny James when the game even mattered? They don't give him the ball, man. They're smart. I mean, I'm sure he has a very high ceiling and obviously has the pedigree and all that other stuff. But I mean, when the game's on the line, they don't give him the ball, man. It's like he's nowhere near the ball. It's like whatever. It's kind of like, like in Hoosiers, just don't go near the ball. Don't shoot. I don't know, man. I just feel so duped by the NFL. I mean, I'm a lifelong fan. I mean,
what's your favorite sport? Give me your favorite sport.
It used to be college football, but now that's destroyed also, man.
Terrible. College
Terrible.
football.
Terrible, man. Terrible. What, you can't move this stuff back? You can't move the portal, opening the portal back, and you can't say, if a guy doesn't, if the guys don't play in the bowl games, then they have to sit the entire next season, man. It's like if you sit out the bowl game and you're healthy, you can't play next season. I don't care where you transfer to or nothing. How about that?
Yeah, I agree.
How about that, man?
It's like third round.
I sort of understand the reasoning. If a guy goes, it's not a bowl where I'm going to win the national title. I'm going to play in the NFL. Let me just sit out. I don't want to potentially.
So then why play the game? It's a contact sport. It's like if the guy does that and that's his reasoning, I don't want him on my team. If I'm an NFL general manager, I don't want this guy.
Before the bowl game, why not sit that game out?
Yeah. Why not sit all of them out?
Exactly.
Why not sit all of them out? And if you're pro, why not sit them all out also?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's called. You know what that's called? What would Kawhi do? That is exactly what that's called, man. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can walk to the bank to cash my paycheck, even though I could twist my ankle stepping out of the car, but I still can go to the bank to cash my paycheck. But I can't do it. It's like there's been 2 injuries, right? There's actually been 3 injuries that I can remember, in all the bowl games that have really had these giant impacts over the years. Well, that's 4. So Willis McGahee, but he ended up in the pros at first-round pick.
It was great. Yeah,
right?
It was great.
Right? But it was Melvin Bratton. It was the guy who played on the Cowboys, Jalen Smith, who was also top draft choice, and Butts, the tight end from Michigan. Those three guys really have been the only real impact of playing in a bowl game. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of players that have played in bowl games over the years. It's like I'm sitting out because I'm afraid to get injured in one particular game. Then seriously, man, you can't go to the grocery store because you might slip on the whatever the tile floor is. It's like the sign says, I know they try and put the sign there where they've mopped the floor, but sometimes they're a couple inches over. Could easily slip, especially if you're wearing sandals.
Right, but then they play basketball, pick up basketball.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. What it says is we don't care. And it is a ridiculous argument, especially, and it goes even further. A guy like Pratt, right, or the Tulane quarterback, you're not going in the first round. In fact, you might not even get drafted. You don't see college basketball players sitting out the NCAA tournament, not 1 second of it, because they're going to the NBA draft. When Ja was on Murray State, can you imagine if he says, I'm just not going to play because I'm going to go to the NBA draft this year?
Right.
It's like you would have to pry his. I mean, we could say whatever we want about Ja. We've had the discussion, Jay and I, and I've learned a lot about it. But the thing is that you have to pry his dead body off of the court to get him to not play in that game. And Steph was the same freaking way. Davidson wasn't going to win the national championship. But I'll tell you what, not because Steph didn't fucking leave it all out on the court for the full 40 minutes. And I'm telling you, man, what's the difference? And we're gonna when it's so amazingly enough, the four supposedly best teams in the country, which is arguable, right? It's an argument within itself. The best 4 teams in the country, none of those players need to prepare for the NFL draft, even though they're the 4 best teams. Right? These are the 4 best teams. So you would figure that at least some of the best players might be on one of those 4 teams. None of them need to prepare for the NFL draft. And they potentially have 2 more games. So it's just a ridiculous statement. I'm preparing for the NFL draft. It's like, just say it, man. Just be honest. What's the honest answer? Fuck you. That's the answer. You're the fans. I understand you guys pay for all this stuff, and we want money. We want to slice the pie. We're getting money now. All that other stuff. It comes from the fans. It comes from TV. It comes from all that stuff. Screw you.
I get it. I get it.
Because that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
The bowl game is supposed to be the biggest game of the year. That's what it's supposed to be.
For years, the bowls, the reason. So here's the craziest thing, right? Here's the craziest of the crazy thing. So Pee-wee football. You ever play Pee-wee football? Costy's from a different country, so he never played. But you ever play any Pee-wee sport at all? Any like junior level sport? How about your
play a sport in high school?
All right. Well, how about like, do you play in an intramural league or anything? You're like an intramural league guy. You have gear.
Yeah, played like in the backyard, tackle football.
You have gear. Now the thing is, but what do they have? Like at Pee-wee football, they have a playoff. In high school football, what do they have? A playoff. Division II, college football, playoff. Division III, playoff. FCS, what do they have? Playoff, right? So it took all these years to get to this playoff. College basketball, playoff. College World Series, baseball, playoff. College tennis, playoff. College volleyball, playoff. Every other sport. And the argument always was, these kids should be rewarded for a good season. And the argument always was, who cares? We want a playoff. No, it's to reward them for a good season. Now they figured out that there's money in this, so they're expanding it. But it's like, it is the most absurd thing. And then to open the transfer portal when they do, to basically work against the entire system. The NCAA is just a sham. They always have been. They've always been a sham. You look at the NCAA investigations, the rulings over the years. It's like, yeah, here I can tell you how the NCAA investigations work. If it's Notre Dame, Ohio State, or Penn State, it's a 2-year maximum scholarship limitation of 1 or 2 scholarships. If it's Miami, SMU, or a school like that, throw the book at them. Just throw the frickin' book at them. Anyways, man, it's a sham.
I get it. For all you in the comments, it's up. Leave me alone.
Jam session?
It's up, yeah. It just was loading in the background.
A lot of people upset.
A lot of people.
But Caleb Williams wasn't good enough to make it to the real playoffs.
He's not going to be good in the NFL. I'm telling you, he is a prototypical poor man's version of Kyler Murray. That's all he is. Wherever he goes, those top 5 picks, he's going to struggle. Bryce Young, same. The only guy that I had thought could do something really big was C.J. Stroud, and I even thought Anthony Richardson could potentially be a good athlete, and his ceiling was higher. Caleb Williams is going to be horrible.
I don't think he's going to be okay. He's just going to be okay. He's not going to be generational. He's not going to be a buzz.
Be like a Kyler Murray.
What's his measurables? What's his measurables? How tall is he?
I mean, being Kyler Murray, in my opinion, is not bad. Like Kyler was.
It's not bad, but you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, but I don't think that Caleb Williams has the wheels that Kyler Murray has, and I don't think he's got the not like Kyler Murray does. I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. Kyler Murray is one of the fastest guys in the NFL.
He is. He is. But Caleb Williams is pretty fast.
Not like Kyler Murray fast. Not even close.
He'll be bad for a year. He's gonna have a Bryce Young year probably, and then the next year, when they get some more talent, they'll be all right. Because he's probably gonna go to some bum franchise like Chicago or like.
What are they gonna do with Fields?
He's going to Atlanta.
Mac Jones is going to Atlanta. He's going to be He's back up.
I told y'all 10 weeks ago I got Fields.
Mac Jones is going to be selling real estate in Alabama. They already posted it.
Mac Jones finna go be Tua backup.
No way.
Oh, right.
It'll be Lamar's backup.
Like old time. No, we won't take him. We won't.
Sure you will.
We take Lamar number 2, who looks like Lamar, plays kind of like Lamar, but he's called Lamar number 2.
You had that guy. What was his name? The guy from UCLA.
Tyler Huntley. He's still there.
Oh, he's still there.
He made the Pro Bowl last year because nobody wanted to play in the Pro Bowl. Josh Allen opted out late. He just got a Pro Bowl.
Huntley was balling last year, though. He was. I like Huntley.
Yeah, he's like Caleb Williams. He'll win you some games. But he's not going to,
not a fan.
Blow it off the.
Not a fan. Never have been.
I'm a diehard. Love the sport. Love football as a whole. I'm all in. It's okay. It's just my perception is very distorted. I
ain't gonna lie, man. NBA.
I'll ruin it for you. Just hang out long enough. Don't worry.
It's close to overtaking the NFL for me.
Don't worry. Hang out with us long enough, man. I'll ruin the whole thing for you.
Hang out in a barber shop long enough, you get a haircut. I get it.
I got Jay talking about the bad calls. I got Jay disgruntled on a Monday morning. looking at those calls.
The Miami loss. I haven't talked to him yet.
It was terrible.
Well, it's the way
smash Detroit this week.
It's the way the cookie crumbles.
Should at home. Should absolutely smash them.
Caleb got better between Oklahoma and USC. He's the same freaking guy, man. I'm sorry. He's a system QB.
He was good last year when he had more talent, more receivers. This year, he's good.
Let me explain something to you, Costi. USC is fucking stacked from top to bottom. Okay, Lincoln Riley is master recruiter. Yeah, they're stacked on offense. They actually have a ton of talent on defense. They have no defensive coordinator. They have the same guy that he had at Oklahoma. It's like terrible. There's a reason that Dabo Swinney paid Will Venables all that money to be his defensive coordinator. There's a reason why Nick Saban always takes these other fired head coaches and makes them his coordinators. There's a reason, It's because these guys, the teams are so big, the players are so high paid, so high profile, and with the transfer portal, you got to just keep tabs on these guys. You got to do it.
Right.
You saw it with us yesterday against Rutgers. We were missing 21 players for that game. I mean, we couldn't tackle anybody. We had Bain, and that was it. It was like, oh my God. We got, they had this running back. We would normally be lighting this guy up. I mean, we were one of the best teams in the run against the run all season. We were missing our center, couldn't block anybody up the middle. But you know what? Next year we'll be stacked. We know that.
No.
Stacked.
You hope.
Now we know.
Hope.
It's just you look at the recruiting rankings, and it's exactly the way that I said. It's exactly the way that I said it would work out in the recruiting rankings, which was what? Nobody's going to tell us how to pay players because we invented paying players, and it's just going to take a little bit of time for us to figure out how to do it legally. But no one pays players better than we do. Hookers and blow. We invented hookers and blow. It's like we are hookers and blow. You talk about John Morant like waving the gun in the video and that whole attitude. We invented that attitude. It's like we invented that. There are 10 rules in college football called the Miami rules. They're all about celebrating. They're all about dancing in the end zone. They're all about dancing on the bench. They're all about taunting, all about those things. Hit pools, pay for play, anything like that. They're all called the Miami rules. And they're there for a reason. Because when we beat Texas's ass 46-3, they said enough was enough. Enough was enough. You're not allowed to run through the tunnel into the parking lot and spike the ball out in the parking lot. Can't do that after you score a touchdown. I mean, no one would have thought of that scenario before. We got a personal foul against number 47. He was dancing in the end zone. I mean, there was the opening punt of the Texas-Miami game. It went out of bounds. There was 30 yards of personal fouls against Miami. It's like, just the way that it is. Anyways, let's get to the games. Let's talk about something that people care about. Where's Ruffolo, man? You think he's okay? Should we send out a search party? I know he was heavily involved in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. So he had an interest in the game. And I think when the giant Pop-Tart came out and flipped the coin, it could have sent him into a diabetic coma. I'm not sure. Because he's our guy that's going to take down that Pop-Tart. He's going to toast that sucker up. He's going to dunk him. Jay's a dunker, you know that?
Is he?
Yeah, he dunks his Oreos. We've been down this path already. Jay's a dunker.
It's not my go-to, but when it's around, I will do it. It's not like I don't have to have the setup.
Jay's a dunker. We didn't get into his milk fat content because Ruffolo gets too excited when we start talking about milk fat. So we had to change the subject. Milk fat. Ruffolo starts drooling. Milk fat.
What's your favorite Pop-Tart, Jay?
Brown sugar cinnamon.
Brown sugar cinnamon, strawberry, and then s'mores.
Ruffolo thinks that Pop-Tarts with fruit count as fruit.
Have you ever had a toaster strudel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of amateur hour. Anything that comes with the side of icing like that,
it never gets to the Pop-Tart. I always kill the icing first.
Of course, because you got to cut the little hole. Yeah. I'm not cut out for that. I'm not a pastry chef, you know. I'm a guy trying to eat a toaster pastry. I mean, you're lucky that thing actually made it to the toaster. I mean, I can't tell you how many raw ones I've eaten in my day. Yeah. Jay, we got the Magic against the Knicks here. 227.5. Magic, 1.5 favored. I don't know, man. I think the wheels are off the cart of the Waynes. What do you think? I think Wayne's damaged goods here. A lot of comments, man. Brown sugar cinnamon is definitely it. I couldn't believe they brought out the giant Pop-Tart to toss the coin. Did you see the guys at halftime? They cut to halftime. They're all eating Pop-Tarts. It's like right out of the foil, too. They didn't have the toaster going. Right out of the foil pouch.
Like yesterday with the mayo, just drenching. It's comical. Comical.
Man, my arms hurt. Ugh. How many push-ups can you do?
Unbroken or just one? Just like
in a session, you know. 30?
I've done 60 before.
Wow.
Yeah. I could do it live on air at one point if you guys want to, go that route.
I'll go with you. I had shoulder surgery. They told me I would never swing a golf. They told me I'd never swing a golf club again, man. I'm defying the odds, doing pull-ups and push-ups and.
Did you go chip the other day or?
No, I'm not. I'm going to, but I think I'm ready to play, man. I'm telling you. I did pull-ups today. I'm ready, man. I'm crackling. Don't get me wrong. The doctors might have a point, but we're not going to let them know that. I have my own. It's like, you need to go to this physical. I went to physical therapy. This is what they told me to do. Seriously, man. And like, do 10 of these. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like, I'm bench pressing. I'm doing.
Jay, your over under in the comments is 54 unbroken push-ups. Over under.
For Jay?
If I really wanted to, I could pump out like 100, like plus. Just keep going. It's not
seriously?
Hard. Whoa.
One armed or
what are we talking? Push-ups?
Unbroken. You can't stop.
My dad used to make me do the diamond, like when I was a little kid. You ever did push-ups?
I did diamond. I do the claps, man.
Yeah, that's what we did the claps. I can do 100. I can get down and do 100.
This might be the day.
I ain't finna do it right now, but nah, I can do it.
I could probably do about 30 right now. But I had surgery, I had surgery like not that long ago. They told me I would never really be able to use my arm and shoulder again. So, anyways, Magic against the Knicks. I think Wayne has just pretty much driven this franchise into the ground. I'm taking the Knicks in this one. It's weird because the Knicks, like, you think of them as a defensive team, but they're actually a good road over team too. Costi, any interest in this game?
It's a tough one. I'm going to throw out the last game where the Magic got rolled by the Embiid-less 76ers. I think it's just a good spot at home. I'm going to still keep riding them. They only have 4 losses at home. Give me the Magic at the crib.
Costi summed it up for me too. We just got our value back. Is all that happened. That's all that happened. We just got our value back on the Magic. I'm taking them here easily at the crib. Bounce back spot. They've lost back-to-back home games. Yeah, it just sets up. Y'all know I love that spot. The bounce back spot at the crib. Friday night too. Yeah, they finna get this done. I don't trust the Knicks. The Knicks, the thing is, they're a tricky team to figure out. just on a nightly basis. You just don't know what you're going to get from them. I know what I'm getting from the Magic tonight at the crib. They're going to show up, play defense, lock up the Knicks, and win this game. Magic.
Yeah. I agree. I'm on the Knicks. We got the Wizards up against the Brooklyn Nets. Wizards 6.5-point home dogs in this one. 242.5. Not a lot of faith in that Wiz defense here. Costi,
I like
the whiff on
I like
the over
the over here. And I like the Wizards.
With both these teams, the Wizards suck at home against the spread, and the Nets, I can't lay 6 on the road with the Nets either. I'm with Jay. I mean, I'm small lean to the Wizards at home, but really like this over. I think it's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. Both the teams have been going over of late. They're 17 and 13 to the over on both the teams. So, and of late, they're scoring a lot of points. They did go under last. They went under with Toronto last game, and that was 243, and they were right there at the number. I think it's going to go way over. So, like the over more, but small lean on the Wizards.
Yeah, I'm taking the Wizards plus the points. The Nets, they're just not playing well right now, and this is out of the – yes, they've been a cover team this season, but these are not Nets-type spots. Their type spots like small home dogs, small home favorites, playing good teams and getting a good number. Laying damn near 7 on the road with them, it just doesn't seem like a great spot to me. Also, they're coming off a pretty significant homestand, just played, 5 of their last 6 at the crib. We're getting Washington in a double revenge spot at home plus the points. I got to take them. They're terrible. Washington's terrible. They're 5-25 this season, but they're 14-16 against the number. They're a 50-50 team against the number. I think tonight's the night they do enough to keep it within it.
Taking the Nets. This line looks fishy to me. Nets have not been playing their best basketball recently. 3-7 straight up in the last 10, 2-8 against the number. The Wizards, 4-5-1 against the number. 3-9 though against the number at home. I'm gonna take the Nets to get right. It's a get right spot for the Nets. We got the Kings up against the Hawks. Here we go. Kings is a mild road dog. This is where they have lived, man. This has been the place to take the Kings, has been as the mild road dog. But, how are the Hawks even favored in this game? 1-11 against the number at home for the Atlanta frickin' Hawks.
No, this line didn't flip because it was Kings. So you know what that tells me? Same sharp chasers been on Atlanta all year on them again. Because it was Kings 1.5. I thought it was. The book's been getting their head beat over the head all year on the Hawks. All year. And they continue to price them competitively. They're the worst ATS team in the NBA. They're 7-23 against the number this season. They're 1-11 against the number at home. Taking the Kings.
Should we be a little worried about Ruffolo here? I honestly have not heard from him. It's not like him not to show up. Should we call him? On the air. It's kind of what we do. People think I just harass people from other stations, other channels, but that's not true.
Partially true.
That's not true. I just call people out. People don't like it.
Speak the truth.
People hate the truth.
Oh, hate it. They love hope and hate the truth.
That's pretty much it. And the NFL.
No. We're not going there. Not going there.
Yep.
Game of the year, 1:00 Sunday.
That's what they want you to think. If it's so much the game of the year, why are they putting it at 1 o'clock on Sunday?
Taylor Swift.
They're basically hiding it so the
Taylor Swift. That's why. More viewers at 4 o'clock for prime time. That I can't get over. But that's the viewership and the money that it brings in. Great.
Can I just be honest with you guys? Just don't nobody care about the Ravens and the Dolphins. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game. But it's like them two franchises, they're not the marquee franchises in the NFL. They're just not.
Ravens they're on prime time a lot.
I like the Ravens, but like likability, the Ravens are probably like 14 in the NFL, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get that no matter what, just because history. We don't have the history. We've only been around since 96.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You were the Cleveland Browns. What are you talking about, man? It's not like that didn't happen.
Well, it's a different picture, different logo.
Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Now there's the Cleveland
So can we tack on the Baltimore Colts to you guys? Is that what that?
No.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I'm excited for the game. I'm an NFL fan.
What about the Baltimore Bullets?
I don't think the casual NFL fan.
You got to bring back the Bullets. Love the Bullets.
This is the game of the year. Is all. I don't think the casual NFL fan is saying this is the game of the year.
Did you know that, Jay? That the Bullets used to be the Baltimore Bullets. They were the Baltimore Bullets before they were the Washington Bullets. Before they were the Washington Wizards.
They should have left the Bullets. Not allowed.
I don't know, man.
They let the hockey team be named the Predators, so
Speaking of the Supersonics, we got the Seattle Raptors up against the Celtics. Maybe Ruffalo's mad about all the Raptor jokes. I don't know. I'm worried about him, to be honest with you. Normally he doesn't usually ghost us like this. I gotta be concerned. He's not in the best health. He's not the physical specimen that you guys see on camera.
Take Boston at home here. I'm not taking Toronto on the road, period. Boston definitely sweated that one out yesterday, going to overtime, almost being a poster child for a stat for the rest of their lives as the team that lost to the Detroit Pistons. But they're not going to be subtle today. 7 is a big number, but Toronto is just horrible, especially on the road. I don't trust them at all. I think Boston bounces back big time. Jaylen Brown might play. What do you have on Twitter, Jay? Is Brown playing tonight or not?
Questionable. And Tatum, questionable. That's all we got right now. I'll tweet out as soon as I find out something. I'm going to let y'all know. And for that reason is why I have not bet this game yet. I need to know if them guys are in. If they're in, what's what I'm going to say? Regardless, 9 times out of 10, I'm on the Celtics. I just want to see what the number is. If they're in and it's 7.5, we're taking the Celtics at 7.5. If they're out and it's like 2.5, 3.5, we're on the Celtics regardless. I'm not really worried about the back-to-back. I'm not really worried about them getting blown out for 3 quarters yesterday by the worst team in the NBA. They did come back, find a way to win it. Yeah, they didn't cover the point spread. It happens. But they're at home where they've covered most of their point spreads this season.
Sounds like Jay believes they're gravy-sucking dogs like I do, but he's finally coming around.
Well, the thing is with Jay, the all access pass that we released a couple months ago, why it's so valuable, because Jay adds stuff literally like an hour before game time. Like he sees the guys and shoot around. He sees that they're going to play. He sees.
So yeah, if you're in the all access, this is probably going to be one that's going to be a
upgrade stuff. I mean, the guy's doing so much half times. I mean, if you're a big player, definitely
sounds like you like him.
I like Jay. I like Jay. I like it.
Okay.
He works harder than all of us. Well, me. I only speak from my experience.
I work pretty fucking hard over here. I'll tell you that much.
Mitch, you joining us? You fading the Seattle Raptors, or you taking
taking the Raptors? Yeah.
No, come on, man. This is it. This is what the show's all about.
I think we're getting around that New Year's Day where the Celtics start to look for the outs and the excuses. And I can see a little Porzingis twisted ankle coming on because this is a guy that is a walking infirmary. And it's like his entire career is based upon him, is he going to play or not? He isn't, is he going to play? Is he not going to play guy? And I think, a season ender is definitely not out of the question. That gives the Celtics their out, as to why they're a shit-stained disappointment once again. It's like, this is a team that's accomplished absolutely nothing. It's a franchise that's accomplished a ton, but a team that's accomplished absolutely nothing. Unless you want to count getting blown out at home in Game 7 against the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, or losing Game 6 at Golden State in the NBA Finals. Actually, and the thing is about that series against Golden State, it was way more one-sided than it even looked because once again, the Celtics had gotten out to a lead in that series and acted like they had already won. Curry's the light-skinned guy. What does that make me? The extra light-skinned guy. The extra light-skinned guy says, I'm taking Seattle in this one. I think we're changing the name, too. How about this, Costi, for the new Raptors' new name? Sonics.
The Supersonics or just Sonics?
Sonics.
Just Sonics. When are they going back? At the end of the year? They got to get out of Toronto. There he is.
I called them while you guys were on hold. He rallied him out. The going opinion was diabetic coma due to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. You had to go through the entire catalog of tarts, see which one was for you. No toaster necessary, right out of the foil. You saw the giant Pop-Tart tossing the coin, you're like, I'm gonna eat that shit.
You're muted.
I'll tell you one thing, Costi. The Raptors moved to Seattle. I'm never buying another meal in Seattle again, man. I'm eating for free. I've led the charge. I've led the campaign of the Seattle Raptors.
You walk into a bar. I got you. You're good. You're good.
Pretty much, man.
I seen a report the other day that if the NBA doesn't expand, that our guys might be going back. I doubt it happens. I think the NBA is going to expand to 32, but they're saying that the Thunder might go back to Seattle because Oklahoma City don't want to build them a new arena.
Is Kevin Durant going to go back too? Did they get Kevin Durant back?
The Thunder sitting on all them damn draft picks, man. They sitting on about $1 million. Do you think they're good enough? Do you think they're one player away from winning a championship this year?
Wait, Ruffolo, can we not hear you? All right, hang on a second. All right, so now the way we do this is, I see. Now, if he comes back, we'll be able to hear him. This guy, you want to talk about high maintenance? Jesus Christ.
I think the Thunder are one of the best teams in the NBA. Man. One move away from
now we can hear you.
This year. Crazy, but
that coma's a bitch.
Yeah, what happened there is like I had to call you. I called your house.
The good old welfare check.
We were gonna do that on the. We were gonna do it on the air.
Oh. Whenever I see an 808 phone number, I immediately the panic alarm, or not even 808, 97. What? Never mind. What am I saying? I don't even know. I see a bunch of phone numbers go off at 11:15, and I'm not up. That bells start going off.
We should just do the rest of the show where we just let Chris talk, see what comes out.
I don't think so.
How about no?
I don't think so. All right, where are we? So we just did the Sonics and the Celtics. So we badmouth the NFL. You missed that. Badmouth college football.
Okay.
Made fun of Costi for his fandom.
Okay. He did send me a picture in the Ravens thong. Okay.
So you haven't missed much.
Okay, not much. Okay. I'm up to speed. Okay, we're good.
Got the
biggest game of the year, 1 o'clock. Biggest game of the year, Sunday.
For you.
Everybody.
No one cares. You know who cares? These guys' agents. That's it.
Taking the wife. It's going to be great.
Going to be awesome. She doesn't eat much, so we'll have extra money for French fries. She's a light eater. Got the Bucks and the Cavaliers. Chris, what do you think? Since you're well rested coming into this one.
I'm well rested, yeah. Okay. Since I got a case of the strawberries. Yeah, give me the Bucks here. I just can't stand the Cavaliers injury list right now, and I do not want any part of the Cavs if Donovan Mitchell isn't playing. I know he's questionable right now. The Bucks just have the much cleaner injury report, and I trust them to get the job done even on the road. So give me the Bucks here.
I'm on Cleveland. Cleveland just keep hooping. They just keep goddamn hooping. They're quietly the hottest team in the NBA are the Cavs. Even with this injury report a mile long.
I thought Ruffolo was the hottest team in the NBA.
The Cavs, man, even with no Mobley, no Garland, no Mitchell, they hooping. If they're going to give me 6.5 with Cleveland at the crib where they typically play their best basketball, I'm certainly going to take them. Milwaukee, I don't trust them laying points on the road. I typically don't. I think this game's going to come down to the wire. Cleveland, we saw them down 20 that last game. What'd they do? Come back and win it outright. Yeah. It's Cavs for me here. Short, sweet, simple. Regardless if Mitchell plays or not.
Ruffalo, when you saw the giant Pop-Tart toss the coin for the opening coin toss last night, what were you thinking? God, I hope it's fruit flavored, because I mean, he seemed like a non-denominational type tart, right? He kind of had white icing and was kind of just some sprinkles, maybe.
How creepy do you want me to make it sound is the question.
It could have been strawberry. It could have been strawberry. It could have been cherry.
I mean, I could have said, like, God, I want to know what's on the inside, but it's like...
Toss the coin.
You got to taste it to find out.
Oh, jeez. I wasn't going to go that far. See? It's not just me that sends everything off the rails anymore. Costi's joining the fun. Now, honestly, I looked at it. I was like, you got to be kidding. Because apparently the mascot was edible. From what I was reading. Well, so that's just not. And that's.
I think we should. I think I'm going to put for sale on eBay like a thing of Pop-Tarts on there saying these were the Pop-Tarts that I was eating watching the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Like memorabilia?
Yeah, memorabilia.
It could work.
Yeah. Yeah, Mitch from PickDawgz. There are people out there that would want me to autograph it.
No, like if you like lick a Pop-Tart and then put it back and say this was licked by Mitch from PickDawgz.
Yuck.
Game used.
Yuck. Yuck. What the hell's the matter with you?
I'm telling you.
What kind of show do you think this is?
Stuff like that. Like,
We're gonna have to mute you for a couple minutes. I'm taking the Cavs on that note.
I'm not going to go there, but there's people that sell used underwear on eBay, and people buy that stuff. That's how weird the weird are. Saying, so if you lick a Pop-Tart, say you were licking it on the live show, and you sell it for $2,000, I get a little royalty. A little bit.
Taking the Cavs here versus the Bucks, man. I like the way the Cavs are playing. It's like they're missing Garland, missing Mobley, but they seem to have figured out at least who they are, So I'm gonna roll with the Cavs in this one against the Bucks, taking the points. I don't think I need it. I think they're gonna win. I think they'll win this game.
I'm not fading the Bucks here. I don't see Cleveland's injury report is a mile long. They beat up. Jay just thinks they're a great team.
It's been a mile long. It's been a mile long.
It's been a mile long. Yeah, Rubio's not playing.
Rubio's not playing. I'm not talking about Rubio. Garland being out. Mitchell.
Garland's been out, man. Garland's been out. They've been out, man. They've been out. Oh, God. This is why you're only on the show twice a week. This is why you're only on. You want to know why you're only on twice a week? This is why.
The Mavericks are overrated. That's the only reason Jay has hype in Cleveland, because they beat his Mavericks. That's why.
No! They've won 4 of their last 5. They're the hottest team in the NBA.
Not buying it. Who did they beat? They beat Chicago. Great.
No! They beat Chicago, who was hot at the time.
And they beat the Rockets in overtime.
They went into Houston and beat Houston. What are you talking about? That is. Hey, it don't get no better than that. Like,
but Mitchell played in that game. Mitchell played in that game and had 37. You expect LeVert, you expect Allen to have.
What are you even doing on this show? Who invited you?
I'm the voice of reason.
Who invited you? If it was Ruffolo,
the voice of it. Go ahead.
If it was Ruffolo, you're fired.
I'm not buying it. Give me the Bucks.
Somehow I'm still going to get fired out of all this.
I don't know, man. Fed up.
I'm not a follower. Not a follower.
Yeah.
But you want to go lay 6.5 with Milwaukee on the road. It don't even make sense.
I do.
Congrats.
Because
they've been playing well on the road.
You're foolish and lack vision.
Yep.
You have no
scouting report. Combine for PickDawgz. We should have a combine for PickDawgz.
We don't need to. I make the decisions.
My scouting report. He's foolish.
Lacks vision.
Lacks vision.
There's no understanding of the game. Ruffalo's like, they're saying it about someone else, not me.
For once, it's not me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Let's see if he gets this one right. 76ers against the Rockets.
Bounce back at the crib. Y'all know I love that spot, man. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm well aware these boys have not been hooping. They've lost 3 straight home games. That's insane. They've lost not 1, not 2, but 3 straight home games. All that said, they're still 12-4 straight up at home. this is the bounce back of bounce back spots. I expect these boys to come out hooping tonight. 2, this is what I said on the jam session. 2, would I be surprised if Philly won this game outright? No, I wouldn't be surprised. But to expect them to win this game outright, no Joel Embiid, to me, don't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm not trying to make it make sense. I know the Rockets hoop in Houston. Like I said, 12-4 straight up at home. I want to say 11-4-1 against the number at home. They've lost 3 straight, but it's a perfect bounce back spot. I'm on Houston.
Taking the Sixers. They're the better team. They've got better players. And I don't like the way the Rocks are playing. They're regressing back to form. I think that you see teams kind of take that step forward, and then it's kind of like the Magic last year. Yeah, they're a 33-win team. And I think if you're a 33-win team, your wins are going to come against the Spurs and the Pistons, maybe the Hawks if you catch them on the right day. But I'm going to take the Sixers in this one. Costi, do you want an opinion, or should we gloss over you after that last display on the Cavaliers game?
No, you guys aren't going to hate me on this one. I'm going to take the Rockets at home. I think that...
Awesome. I feel better about my Philly money.
Yeah, it's so... Look, we saw what 76ers did without Embiid. That's not going to be a regular type of performance. I'm not expecting the backups to constantly get the numbers that they did last night. So I'm not going to fade the Rockets at home. I think they've been on a skid, but I just think they match up really well against a shorter team. Without Embiid, I think it's going to be too much to overcome. Give me the Rockets at home.
Chris, this would be the time to speak if you have an opinion.
No, I'm just pulling up numbers now. I like the under here. Saw what the Sixers did, like Costi said, without Embiid, and while that's not necessarily going to be a game in and game out type of thing, I think they will have to resort to playing some solid defense here to get the job done. But the Rockets are one of the best defensive home teams in the NBA. To me, this feels like a first 105 wins kind of game. So taking the under here.
Thunder Buddies versus Chicken Nuggets. This game's got it all.
Mm.
Costa, you talking about the NFL game of the year, man.
This is it. This is a good one.
This might be the NBA game of the year, man. I think it's up there. It's for sure the game of the night, man. Oof. It's one of them ones, man. It's one of them ones. I cannot wait to watch it.
What do you got?
Play of the day yesterday, of course. Denver Chicken Nuggets at the crib, man. We all know, man, they go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. Back end of a back-to-back. The best road ATS team in the NBA is the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. The best ATS team in the NBA is the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. These two teams have played twice this season. The Nuggets blew out the Thunder in Oklahoma City. The first one. The second game, the Nuggets have only lost twice in Denver this season. One of those was to the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies earlier this year. It's a tough game, fellas. But I cannot fade my favorite money-making team. I know I was on the Nuggets last night as the player of the day, but on the back end of the back-to-back, if they're going to give me points in my back pocket with the Thunder, who have the better record, who are the better ATS team, I know the Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib, but so do the Thunder Buddies on the road. I need the points in my back pocket. We've already seen them beat them outright. Wouldn't be surprised if they do it again.
Hey, this is not a very nice comment here by this douchebag, Tall Dog TV. Sounds like Ruffolo might have slept with his mother or something at some point because, I mean, look at this comment. What a douchebag. It's like, Jay, you're the only accurate capper in here. These other guys are jokers. Not worth following. Yeah, it's okay. I've only been doing this for 16 years, which is, I mean, basically, guys.
Here's an answer, Tall Dog. I'm actually not a capper.
Yeah,
Surprise. Not a capper. But I'm connected to the biggest betting syndicates in the world.
Wow, man. Tall Dog TV. Ooh, what a hero, man.
All I hope for you is that if you do pee in the wind, that you keep it below the neck.
I could care less. People like that say stuff like that about me, man. Just proves why I'm here. They mad. Yeah, I'm mad that some troll on fucking YouTube. Yeah.
He said Costi is dog water on God. I don't even know what that means.
It means that he's a douchebag.
He said Chris is okay too. He likes you, Chris.
Oh,
Let's look at his channel. This guy's, here he is. Here's a picture of him. Oh, God.
We haven't done this in a while.
He's cleaning a bathroom or something. He's redoing it. Redoing the ceiling. Yeah, coming from this guy is, that's someone whose opinion we really give a shit about.
Cap has the intelligence of a rodent.
Pretty much. I don't even know what that means.
Exactly. It's like, the kids in high school. That's how they talk. No cap.
What does that mean?
Like no caps, like for real or something. Like you're for real.
What?
Yeah,
what does it mean? Where's Jay? He's normally my interpreter.
He might be talking to Tall Dog.
It means that he swears on the Lord that you are bad at what you do, Costi. That's not a pimple-faced kid. It's some guy that fixes bathrooms. I saw his YouTube channel, which is a noble profession.
Real talk. No cap. A lot of people in the comments know what it means. No cap means no lie.
I've never even heard of that before.
I know. Well, you're not in the age bracket.
What does it come from?
It comes from the streets.
Yeah, but why? What is the cap? Normally there's something that represents. No cap means no lie.
Yeah.
Off used to emphasize someone is not exaggerating about something hard to believe. Examples. Origin. Here's the origin. To cap something is to brag, to exaggerate or lie. This dates back to the early 90s. No cap has the sense of no lie, no joke, for real, not bragging. The expression is closest, so it was slang Atlanta area hip hop. Is that where Tyga's from? I think so. We all know I'm big on Tyga. Guy. Everyone knows that, man. What? What, man?
There he is. He's in there. Where's the camera?
I think Tyga's from Atlanta, right?
I don't know.
I'm in, dude. I'm in. I'm no cap, man. I'm in.
No cap.
No cap. Cap? No cap. Cap. No cap. I mean, I have no idea what the hell we're even talking about anymore. All right.
I love it. It says Costi offended half the chat. My job is done.
Tyga's my homeboy. Everyone knows that.
This is why we bring him in.
Tyga's from LA. He might live in LA, but I don't think he's from LA. I think he's from Atlanta.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
He's West Coast.
I couldn't tell you.
Big Boy's from Atlanta. Young Thug is from Atlanta. Shorty Low is from Atlanta.
Mitch going through his Spotify playlist.
You know, it was from Atlanta. Was TLC? They're from Atlanta. Because remember, she was married to Andre Rison and burned his house down. That was the best.
Yeah.
Left Eye.
Yep.
Lisa Left Eye.
Yep. Yeah. Kanye's from Atlanta. Soulja Boy. Little John's from Atlanta.
Mitch, do you own a
that
pair
one?
of
I knew. No. Okay. Koss, have you ever been around for the Mitchie Mambas?
No. Mm-mm.
You've never seen the Mitchie Mambas?
The Mitchie Mambas are.
I don't even know what that is.
One of ones.
Tyga is he's from California. I had no idea. Well, we're still bonded. He's still my guy.
You're still the getting to know each other part of the relationship.
Still my guy, man. Still my guy. I still got my shades.
Do it. There we go.
Rack City, bitch. Rack City, bitch. Rack City, bitch. Rack City.
He's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Just like that bit was good the first time. It's like
still good. It's still good.
Just file it away.
Yeah, it was really good.
File it away. "27 best rappers from Atlanta."
It's a nice little spread we have here on this game.
Hornets and the Suns. I'm on the Hornets. I'm taking the points. The Suns are terrible as favorites. Terrible. It says, I read it on the internet that Kanye's from Atlanta. That's where I got it from. Not from here. I got it from there. I was just reading off. They had a list. I looked at Atlanta rappers. Said Kanye. Maybe he lived there at some point. Who the hell knows? Don't care. I'm taking the Hornets. Costi?
Hornets. Not laying 15.5 with any team in the NBA. And Phoenix at home as a favorite. Not getting the job done. 11-18 against the spread. I'll give me the Hornets all day. 15.5.
Ludacris is from Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm taking the Hornets as well. Same boat for me. I'm not laying with 15.5 points with. Well, I should say with most teams, not laying 15.5 with most teams, but certainly not the Phoenix Suns, who've been a disaster at home for much of the year. Just not a team worth laying 15.5 points with. So give me the Hornets by default.
I'm usually in the same boat as these guys, but it's warranted here in this spot. I'm laying it with the Suns. I'm not rushing to the window to lay it, but I will lay it. This is arguably the worst spot I've ever seen. This is the worst spot, definitely, of this NBA season for the Charlotte Hornets. This is going to be their 5th road game in their last 6 games. A road trip where 3 of the 4 they were blown out by 15 plus. The other one was a 9-point loss. Now they're on a back end of a road back-to-back with travel where they got blown out by 20 points yesterday by the Lakers, who shouldn't be laying that big of a number either. They blew them out. I told you guys I kind of felt that way about the Lakers yesterday. We should lay it there. And I think the Suns come in here and use this as a get-right spot against one of the worst teams in the league. I just see this as a 20-plus point blowout. Like sometimes – the teams with the talent, the Suns, they're going to blow out bad teams. Sometimes it's going to happen. You know what I mean? A lot of the times they're going to go through the motions and barely win games, but sometimes they do stretch and flex their muscles. Friday night at the crib, this just seems like a spot where the building goes crazy and the Suns blow them out by 20-plus.
I've been outed. I'm not a Kanye historian. I really know nothing about it. Like you could actually play 3 Kanye songs, and I wouldn't know any of them. I would know 0. I only know Tyga. I couldn't tell you 3 Kanye songs, honestly. I could actually be walking right down the street. He could walk right past me. I would not recognize him. Who's up?
You?
I already gave it. I took Hornets.
Nope. The next game.
We never really gave out my pick for the Thunder against the Nuggets. I like the Thunder in that one on the money line. I don't have a premium pick on it, so I had to do it. Chris, who do you like in Thunder Nuggets?
Thunder in the points as well.
How about you, Costi? You didn't give your pick.
Consensus.
Okay.
Thunder in the point.
No cap.
No cap.
That could be one of my least favorite expressions. It just doesn't even, I don't even get it.
Well, you don't have to get it. You just have to feel it.
I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it.
Well, it takes time. It's not going to happen right away.
I've learned a lot of new expressions this year. Racks, bands.
Dimes.
Well, dimes I've always known. I've been doing dimes for a long time. Don't tell me about dimes.
Nickels, dimes.
Nickels, that. All right. Got we got the Blazers and the Spurs. I got to get up for a second. I'll see you guys. So, Costi, who do you like?
It's a tough one on a back-to-back playing the same team again. We were all over the Spurs yesterday, knowing that half the team was out for the Blazers. It was actually even upgraded. So I love them. I just don't know how much I love them back-to-back. I'm going to wait and see on this one. I'm leaning toward the Spurs again, but I have to see if Ayton's going to play. I have to see if Simmons is going to play. Right now, they're questionable. Jay, do you know if both of them are going to play or they're just still questionable at this point?
Who?
Ayton and Simmons.
I don't know. I still see questionable.
Yeah, I'm seeing questionable across the board.
Such a good spot for the Spurs yesterday. You don't say that often during the year to win outright. I don't trust Portland. I don't love this game, but right now, early in the day, I'm leaning Spurs again, getting the 5. What about you, Chris?
This is I'd say this is probably one of my least favorite games on the board for sure, just because with all the question marks because of injury, but I would still, I think, lean towards San Antonio getting the 5.5. I think even if a lot of those guys come back, I think that the Spurs probably still hold a little bit of value. I'm not saying they have to win outright, but I think they could keep it close. Yeah, I don't have a strong feeling for this game personally, but I'll lean towards the Spurs plus the points.
Blazers for me. They're the better team. Quick revenge. The line was 4.5 yesterday. They lost outright. Now they're 5.5 point favorites here. Yeah, I'm taking the Blazers. Like Costi said, it was kind of just a perfect storm for the Spurs yesterday. They busted up my parlay. Remember, I had the Blazers parlay. They busted it up already, but I'm back on the horse today. Blazers get quick revenge and air out the Spurs today, I think. We'll see. Not one of my favorite games, obviously.
I'm trying to figure out what happened in that game last night, because I looked and it was just like a boat racer.
I wasn't. That game was not on my radar last night. It wasn't.
To be honest, I don't think it was on anyone's.
I did place that parlay. I did do that. I put 100 on it.
Which one?
The Blazers 2-team parlay.
Oh. Dude, you have no idea. I obviously didn't say this because I wasn't here early. You have no idea how much I was sweating that I might not have been able to have the spot tomorrow for the Raptors and Pistons game.
Why?
I was because I saw because I saw
win.
by 21. I'm like, I'm not going to get my spot.
Yeah,
Calling it right now. To anyone who's here, you're getting early access to one of my premiums for tomorrow. Pistons money line. It's going in tomorrow.
Ruffolo, he been saying this for a while though, so he just didn't pop up with this. He been saying this spot.
I'm just saying if I'm gonna go out on this hill, you might as well. That's all I'm saying. Because if everybody wants this team to move.
I ain't mad at you because we've all tried to take our shot in this 27-game losing streak with the Pistons. So I'm not, we're gamblers. You got to take your shot.
I'm just saying, there's worse spots than to go against a Raptors team that's 4-9 on the road, on the back-to-back after playing the Boston Celtics, who just had a fire lit under their ass by the Pistons going to overtime. And I can tell you for sure, might as well call them the Toronto Chickens for a day because this is where they lay an egg. And I hate to say it, but I think it's going to hatch. I think it's.
Wait, what'd you say? I didn't hear what you saying.
I said tomorrow's the day where you got to, for one day, they're going to be called the Toronto Chickens because this is where they're going to lay an egg. Or are you just trying to clip it so you have material for me? I'm starting to wonder, that guy that placed the bet on the Pistons to not win another game this season might actually be onto something.
He might have been onto something, I told you.
You know why it's the worst bet? Because you have to stress it every single night. It's like
it's $40 for 40 bands. $40 for $40 for 40 bands is not that much of a sweat. Like, it's not.
It's just one of those things where it's just like you put it in the piggy bank and you check it later on.
Yeah,
I don't see what the cash is.
Later on, he's getting texts from 30 of his friends last night. They went to overtime. They're up 20. Not my style of betting.
So what's the record? It's 9-73, isn't it?
I think so.
For the worst record, because I think that was the Sixers. Do they beat that? Do we have a new worst record in NBA history? Because now we're in the conversation that it could happen.
Yeah, they're almost halfway through and they don't even have 3. So I don't see it getting better because it's not like they have injuries at the moment. As soon as they get the injury bug, one of those guys goes out. Cunningham's out. They're done. They might not win another game, but right now, you never know. They could squeeze one out.
What are we on?
We're on
Spurs.
Game.
Yeah, we didn't go.
Yeah, you guys didn't go to the next one?
Mm-mm.
Dog was getting sick, so gotta do what you gotta do.
That's one of the worst sounds on the planet.
Yep. It's like, oh no.
All right, that's one of the worst sounds on the planet. Like, oof.
We got the Grizz up against the Clippers. We haven't seen the Clippers in a couple of days, right? It feels like, I just feel lonely without the Clippers. Jay hasn't been able to trash the Clippers. The true hero is that girder. Chris?
I'm going to take the Clippers here. If we saw anything from that Grizzlies game yesterday, the only takeaway is just that you see what this Grizzlies team is without Ja Morant. And if he doesn't play today, who knows what an illness is. If an illness is just the runs yesterday and he's going to be okay to go today, or if there's actually something going on. If he can't go again, this Clippers team's going to eat the Grizzlies for lunch. I'll take the Clippers at home under the assumption or guessing that Morant's probably not going to play here. So give me the Clippers.
I need to know if Morant playing. I need to know before I make a bet in this game. But when the news does come down for the first time this year, I'm taking the Los Angeles Clippers. Damn, it don't even sound right, but I am. The momentum is over for the Grizzlies. It's just short, sweet, simple. The momentum's over, and the Grizzlies are ass on the road. They have been with Ja, without Ja, the last 3 seasons. They've been terrible on the road. When they get back to Memphis and they get a significant homestand, we are going to ride Memphis like no other. But on the road, they're just a fade. It just is what it is. Go pull up the numbers. And like Chris said, if he doesn't play, then the Clippers might win this game by 20 plus. If he does play, the line's probably going to come down a bit, and I would probably still look in the direction of the Clippers. I'm not overly in love with it, but yeah.
We got 2 minutes here. Clemson or Kentucky? Costi.
Kentucky.
Chris?
Point.
Kentucky for me as well.
One more time, man. Going out. Fading Clemson ass like I have all year.
I love Clemson in this one, and this should be an ass kicking of epic proportions. Clemson's so freaking deep and talented. I think last year what we saw from Clemson in their bowl game was that like they had all the guys that opted out, were all the first round draft choices, and they opted out. And I think that Clemson kind of took that lightly, and they got their ass handed to them by Tennessee. And I think this year Clemson kind of realizes that there's a little bit more to it, and they are super duper talented. They've had top tier recruiting classes for so long, and we know that once basketball season, Kentucky just pretty much parks it. The whole thing goes into reverse, and that's exactly what's happened this season. I know the Sauce did not like my commentary about that, but if you look at the record, that is exactly what happened. As soon as they tipped off college hoops, Kentucky became a basketball school, and they forgot that they even had a football team, and that's what will happen here. As Clemson stacked, and restacked. Next up, I didn't give a pick in that Clippers-Grizzlies because I wanted to get to the game because it's starting right now. But I'm going to take the Clippers as well against the Grizz. I think it's a tougher game than Jay gives it credit for. I think it's because one of those games that we know that the Clippers will probably get out to a nice lead, and then the Grizz will probably reel them in. We got Notre Dame taking on Oregon State. Chris doesn't have DJU to pronounce anymore. Chris, what do you think of this one?
No, I don't. That just probably works out better for all of us. I'm going to take the under in this game. There's just so many opt-outs on both sides here. So many players at the transfer portal. There could, we could go this entire game without a touchdown. But I'm going to take the under here. I think this one maybe hits the high 20s combined when it's all said and done. So give me the under 41.5.
Small lean to Notre Dame. I hate to tell, but hey, y'all know. We got 10 NBA games today. I'm not really worried about college football. Small lean to Notre Dame.
This is daytime, weekday sports, so you got to pay somewhat attention to it.
Nah, I get it. No, I get it. I'm just saying, but like for me personally, somebody who's had a bad college football season, like I'm not rushing to the window to bet none of this.
I'm taking Notre Dame in this one. I think that this one's pretty easy. You look at Oregon State, and every significant win they've had this season has been at home. Notre Dame has kind of played all over the place, and Sam Hartman's out, but unless you're talking about Mount Roofmore, who gives a shit? I think that guy's one of the most overrated sacks of crap that's ever walked onto a college football field. And I think Notre Dame I think you'll see after Riley Leonard this year that Notre Dame will start abandoning this transfer portal QB route. It's just not, there's nothing more not Notre Dame than getting your QBs from the portal. Notre Dame is just like a football tradition. And, like them, hate them, or whatever. This is an embarrassment what they've done to this, to this football team. Notre Dame is the school that people, dream of playing for. And, you have Sam Hartman disrespecting him by opting out of this game. Who the fuck do you think you are? Seriously, I hate Notre Dame as much as anybody, but it's like Sam Hartman's a fucking joke. Where's he projected to go in the NFL draft? 8th round?
Let's see.
Mr. Irrelevant?
Worked out for the last quarterback that was Mr. Irrelevant.
Not anymore. not
anymore.
There's
one. You got one.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Purdy had one bad game, bro. Chill.
4 bad games, Jay. It's not one bad game. It's 4.
Right.
Well, we'll put it like this.
Jay loves the bandwagon. He loves the bandwagon. He's like, don't stop the bandwagon. I'm not going
to overreact to one bad game. Like, they're still the 1 seed in the NFC. Like,
Jay, they could play that game 100 times. They would lose 100 times.
And I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. Costi will tell you that. What is Lamar's record against NFC opponents?
You think that it was Lamar Jackson rushing down that guy's throat and getting balls swatted back in his face? I mean, who's been hit in the face with more balls? That guy or all right, I'm not going to go there. But let's just say Brock Purdy took a few balls to the chin in that one.
Soon as I heard balls face and who's taking more, I'm like, nope, we're reeling this one back in.
It's like, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there.
You asked me to keep you accountable yesterday, so I had to pull you back in.
I was going there.
Oh, man.
Costi's like, I haven't seen anyone hit in the face with that many balls since I've checked out Pornhub.
This is true.
Oh, man.
Well, that was the one game all year the Ravens have played with talent but not coaching. That game, they out-coached San Fran, which I haven't seen yet this year. So it was pretty impressive on all fronts to outcoach them offensively and defensively.
I'm just not gonna overreact to one game. Like we've seen a ton of bad games from a ton of folk this year.
Oh yeah, you could lose to anybody, but that's the NFL. Yeah. There's always an overreaction week to week, but the Ravens all year they lost to 3 teams.
Like, I still got Purdy and the Niners.
They were bogus losses. They haven't been bullied or blown up by anybody all year. Anybody. And the teams that are winning records, they've destroyed.
Who?
Jay still thinks Shedeur Sanders is going to get Heisman mention this year.
It's okay because you guys are going to get humbled down the. You guys are going to get humbled this weekend. It's just like everybody's gotten humbled, and your guys' turn is this weekend. You got your chest out, pumping it.
We get up. We might get we could easily lose to the Steelers playing our best football versus a horrible.
Y'all get blown out this weekend. Y'all gonna get blown out. Ran off.
No Waddle. The Ravens are going to make a statement. Off the field. They are going to hurt.
Everybody has gotten their fair share. It's the Ravens' turn this week.
Not at home. They get up for big games.
I'm trying to tell you how this works. Y'all smash an NFC opponent. Y'all always do this. It's clockwork. You smash an NFC opponent. Everybody acts like you fucking did something. It's not that surprising that you smashed NFC opponents. They're not ready for what you didn't smash
the Rams. The Rams almost beat us.
But the Rams isn't out. That's the one outlier. You're giving me the one outlier. Look at the total. Look at the last 15, and you smashed them. So I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not.
What that means is the AFC is a better conference than the NFC.
No, that's not what that means. It just means it's your matchup argument. It's your matchup argument. The Niners are more equipped to smash Dallas and Philly than they are to play you guys. The Chiefs are more equipped to blow the doors off of you guys. Miami's more equipped to blow the doors off of you guys than they are. You know what I mean?
What are the losses for the Niners this year against the AFC North? They lost to the Browns, they lost to the Bengals, and they lost to the Ravens. They don't like getting punched in the mouth because you play spread it
style
out.
of football. It's a different style of football. It's all it is. It's a different brand of football. It's not to say you guys are better, because I still think if the Niners and Ravens play tomorrow, the line's going to be Niners -3.5, and I'm laying it. You know what I mean?
The Ravens got beat up early in the year.
I think the Dolphins humble you guys this weekend, though.
The Ravens got bullied early in the year with a new coordinator, no preseason, new weapons for Lamar. It was all new. Now, you don't want to be the best team. You don't want to be the Super Bowl contender in September and October. Nobody cares.
We'll see.
You want to be hitting the high gear, and I don't even think we've seen the potential yet. We're going to beat the Dolphins up this week. No Waddle is a huge deal. Their offensive line, I know, Mitch, their offensive line is
Who cares?
I care.
Who cares, man? Who cares?
We care.
No, I'll tell you what. Nobody cares. That's why they're putting it at 1 o'clock. Because you know what happens at 1 o'clock? Jay, who comes out at 1 o'clock for the 1 o'clock games? The Dirty Tricks Committee.
Committee.
So we're good, man. We're so good. We're so good. Where would they rather go in late January? The people that the NFL, the guy that hands out the trophy and like all that other stuff. Where would you rather be in late January? Baltimore or South Beach? Done.
That doesn't matter.
Dolphins.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
It
Dolphins.
It's the only thing that matters. It is the only thing that matters. It's not only does it matter. Not only does it matter. It's the only thing that matters in the NFL.
We'll see.
Anyways.
For the record, Sam Hartman projected to go late day 3 or go undrafted.
Exactly. He's preparing for the NFL draft. He's an embarrassment to that fine institution. And I tell you what, Notre Dame's on my trilogy of hate, and everybody knows that. And the thing is, they deserve better than that. Sam Hartman shitting on them. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Who in the hell does he think he is? He is. And Chris, I'm gonna go down the road that you might want to hold your ears for this. He's a poor man's Sam Howell. There, I said it.
Oh.
Yeah, I went there. Anyways, who's up? Are we done with Oregon State, Notre Dame?
I didn't get my pick. I'm taking the dog here. Too many guys out for Notre Dame. Not a big fan of this game, but give me the 6.5 points.
We got.
Mitch just gave me the death blow.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. He just broke my heart by saying that Sam Hartman's
Maffa's playing, Klubnik's playing, Clemson's just marching. We got Iowa State against Memphis. This is a real shitty game. This is about as bad as it gets. This is the Independence Bowl. Used to be the Pilot Penn Independence Bowl. Now it's Jay. Who's the sponsor of this bad boy?
This is the AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
The last one, the other one is the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, and the Pac Flair Gator Bowl.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Do you know what the trivia is about the Sun Bowl?
No.
Really, it's in your state. Costi, do you know what the trivia is about the Sun Bowl that we'll hear today? Chris, we go through this every year.
Yeah, we go through it every year, so I'm just going to let you have it.
All right. It is the oldest bowl game.
Sun Bowl.
Yes. Not the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, but the Sun Bowl.
I thought the Cotton Bowl would be the oldest bowl game.
Well, you thought wrong. Anyways, good thing I'm here. It's a good thing I'm here.
I would have thought you would have to put a gun to my head and said, what's the oldest ball?
I didn't know. That's one. Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm here. Memphis against Iowa State. Chris, these are your type of teams. What do you like?
I like Iowa State here. I see Memphis having a hard time against this Iowa State defense. This Memphis team, I liked him in the regular.
Purdy he is playing. Yes.
Is Brock Purdy playing?
Yep. So it's Brees Hall. Brees Hall and Brock Purdy. They're playing.
I just had a hard time with Memphis.
They're playing.
They're not opting out?
They're not opting out. They're both playing.
Because they got pro level skills. I see Purdy as late round draft pick. I think Brees Hall is going to do well in the NFL too. So.
I think the Jets are going to pick up Brees Hall, and maybe Purdy goes last pick of the draft to the Niners. It just feels right.
You're out of your freaking skull. Memphis, for being I think a 9-win team, there were a few of those games where they kind of cut a little bit close. The narrow win over Navy sticks out to me, and this is an Iowa State team that just got better as the season progressed, as they started to get more comfortable with the guys that didn't bet on themselves. So I'm gonna go with Iowa State here. I like this Iowa State team. I think they win this one by double digits. I'm going to go with the Cyclones. Jay looks like one of those pitchers that was wearing the really thick hat in spring training.
He's wearing the double hat?
Yeah.
Oh, is that big hat thing?
Nah, it's a double hat.
You know that thing? The big hat?
Yeah, I want one.
You have one?
Nah,
Jay wants what's going to take up the whole camera when he comes on.
I'm taking Iowa State with Roof. The line just seems like they know something. So it's my analysis. I know it sucks. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm taking Iowa State. I haven't bet a single bowl game this year.
Well, Memphis for me.
I bet money line the other day.
I saw one. I've seen one other line that's similar to this one, and it was SMU against Boston College, and we all know how that one ended. It was all Boston College. I'm going to say this line looks exactly the same movement as that line. I'm going to go that it's going to go exactly the same way. Take Memphis on the money line. They're not really missing that many players. They're missing some guys on the offensive line, but Memphis is more of a just duck and chuck team. They just love to throw the ball downfield. Iowa State's going to have to score about 60 to win this game, and I don't see them doing it. Costi?
Tough one, but I'm going to take the points with Memphis. Give me 10.5.
You walking in Memphis?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Costi's got his cowboy boots on.
I'm walking in Memphis.
I got my Yeezys on.
Huh?
As Mitch, I already asked earlier. Mitch, you have a pair of Yeezys that you wear?
What? What?
Do you know what they are?
Nope.
Come on, man. You don't know what Yeezys are? Shoes?
He stops at Mitchy Mambas. That's where it ends.
This is a friendly show.
I think we don't think going on smell-o-vision.
There you go. These are Yeezys, Mitch. This is it.
You have no interest in them.
Anyways, Missouri against Ohio State. This is the Cotton Bowl. No longer played at the Cotton Bowl, but it is the Cotton Bowl. Is it still the Goodyear Cotton Bowl?
It still is, yeah.
The Cotton Bowl Classic.
Jay, this is your game.
Yes, sir. Up the street at Jerry World. No longer at the Cotton Bowl. I'm taking Missouri. I just don't think Iowa State cares. They have their sights on one thing only, and they're not there. So, it's Missouri. I think they care. It's kind of my analysis. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna take Missouri. I just think that this is a team that kind of has defied the odds all season. They've played really hard. They don't have a ton of opt-outs. Ohio State has a bunch of guys that we're not sure if they're going to opt out or they're not going to opt out. We saw a first kind of a very highly recruited quarterback yesterday in Oklahoma that came in and showed that he certainly has some talent, but he didn't really have experience. And we saw it in the Arizona had that spear where they put footballs on it every time they got a turnover, and they ran out of footballs.
They ran out of room.
They ran out of footballs. And I think Ohio State might have the same problem here. Of course, we all know Luther Beast of Burden from Missouri, one of my very, very favorite players, man. He is the best receiver. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. is a great wide receiver, and he's seen as the top 5 NFL pick and the best guy, whatever. But Luther Burden, I think, is as good as him. I think he's as good. And I think if Luther Burden was on Ohio State, they would say that he is the better of the two. Just saying it. There. I don't think there's really much of an argument there either. What do you think of Chris, Luther Burden or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Oof. I think that there's not as much of a gap as a lot of mock drafts would say that there would be with Marvin Harrison Jr. being one of the top guys to go off the board. I'm with you. I like Luther Burden a lot. I think he's right there neck and neck with him.
Eli Drinkwitz, 0-2 bowl games at Mizzou. Third and 7 here for Kentucky. They're choking on their Briggs.
They're punting it.
I am way behind. Look at this.
No,
Commercial.
That's
like I'm way behind. All right. They got here?
Standard operating procedure.
All right. We got the envelopes, so all of our PickDawgz team will be getting their hoodies. Except for those in Canada.
Oh, Chris, thank you for the Christmas cookies.
You're welcome.
So I don't know if you saw my comment yesterday, but I started with 1. Next thing you know, I ate 20. I did not feel good. Did not feel good. My wife is scared to eat cookies that are international. I'm like, they're Christmas. Like, Chris isn't going to poison us. Like, it's Chris.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Most of mine are. No, I'm playing. I've eaten a good amount of them though, but I'm still here.
All right, college hoops. Got a ton of games today. Got Green Bay versus Wright State, Elon versus Valpo, Penn State versus Riders on the Storm. Got Indiana versus Kennesaw State, Miami versus North Florida, Stony Brook versus Brown, Purdue, EKU, Michigan McNeese, Kentucky, Illinois State, Buffalo, Niagara, ECU versus ETSU, USF versus Alabama State, Minnesota versus Maine, St. Joe's versus Loyola, Maryland, UCF versus Bethune-Cookman, Clemson versus Radford, PFW versus NKU. Didn't they used to be Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne? Now they're just Purdue, Fort Wayne. Saved us all a keystroke. We got Cincinnati versus Evansville. Evansville 10-2 coming into this one. Iowa versus Northern Illinois. That should be a gem. Stetson versus Charlotte. All right. Chris, get us started.
All right. Well, there's a couple I like here. I'll start with Kentucky. Laying the big number against Illinois State. I just think this Kentucky team is far too athletic for Illinois State to contend with. What Kentucky's done this season is just beat up on teams in their own building. They hung 118 on Marshall. 101 on Stonehill, won that game by 34. They beat New Mexico State by 40 at home. I think they're going to do something similar here to Illinois State. So give me Kentucky laying the points there. I'm also going to take Niagara plus the 3 against Buffalo. I just don't think a 1-10 Buffalo team should be laying points against anybody, even if Niagara's just 3-8 on the year. So give me Niagara there. And give me Michigan laying the 10.5 against McNeese State. I just think this is going to be a tough step-up spot for McNeese State. I think Michigan can win this one by 12, 13 points. So I'll stick with Michigan there.
Jay, anything?
Let's see. Give me Miami to smash North Florida. That's about it. Next slide. I got some more coming up.
I'm going to go with Miami over North Florida as well. This is a good game for. This is a good get right spot for Miami. Miami just way underrated as usual, the way they've been the last 3-4 years, and they are one of the best defensive 3-point shooting teams in the nation, man. And they've played a pretty tough schedule. Teams shooting only 27% from beyond the arc. And normally if you're going to pull the upset or, cover against a good team, the way you got to do it is to D up and to hit threes. And I don't see how North Florida is going to hit threes against this Miami defense. I think that North Florida is just going to get beaten up on the boards. And then offensively, of course, the Canes shooting almost 41% from beyond the arc. That is just insane. And 50.5% from the floor, Jim Larinaga style, up against the 290th ranked defense, Canes, Canes, in that one. Big. I also like Kennesaw against Indiana because I just like to get the reaction out of the Hoosier fans. Costi?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I get games from different groups while I'm on the show, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm putting them out to all the clients in real time. But I did get Stetson just now.
I don't see them. I don't see them in this slot, but that's okay.
That's what I can't go into the slot. The only time I get into the slot is when I'm shooting in the 70s.
I think they're at the end of the time slot.
Oh, they're in the slot.
So when I'm in the slot, things are really good. Hopefully you'll get back there one day. Not over the top, Mitch. Just a nice smooth in the slot.
Believe me, I'll be on the course. I'll be back out there. I said I would never play again. I'll be playing again.
You'll get the comeback player of the year soon. We're going to have the PickDawgz Awards, and you're going to get the comeback player of the year.
I don't even know which one I'm going to get nominated for. I don't even care. I don't even want to know.
What would Chris? What would we nominate Chris? What type of award, Mitch?
I don't know, participation trophy.
And even then, I probably wouldn't win it. To be honest, I thought participation trophy was generous. I was waiting for like dumbass of the year or something like that.
Yeah, I really like the fan support from the comments. All my Ravens people, all love, man. All love from everyone. I know.
All right, man. I got to roll, so let's go. I got my pool guys here.
Cincinnati and Stetson.
All right. Got Stephen F., New Orleans, Nebraska, South Carolina State, UMBC, American, Northwestern, Jackson State, North Carolina, Charleston Southern, LSU, Northwestern State, Texas versus Greensboro, North Dakota versus St. Thomas, Kansas City versus ORU, North Dakota State versus South Dakota. It's personal. Milwaukee versus Robert Morris, St. Mary's versus Kent State, Omaha versus Denver, UAB versus Cashville. Any of these, Chris? 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Give me the under in Kent State, St. Mary's. I just think that's going to be a bit of a defensive slugfest. And give me North Dakota laying the point at home against St. Thomas. I just think St. Thomas much better when they're getting a lot of points on the road and not just not a near pick 'em. So give me North Dakota at home.
Give me Texas against Greensboro. UNC, I like UNC Greensboro, but I think they're out of their depth in that one. I think Texas puts belt to ass coming back. What time slot we stop at?
8:00 Eastern.
All right. Give me Purdue. I don't bet Purdue often, but like I said, first game back, they're gonna smash them boys. So 2 stomps for me here in this slot.
I like LSU against Northwestern State. LSU, this is when they flex their muscles against the bad teams. It's kind of when they do it. I'll take Jackson State over Northwestern as well. Anything, Costi?
Not in this time slot.
Utah versus Washington State, Southeast Missouri State versus Southern Indiana, the Screaming Eagles. SIU Edwardsville versus Eastern Illinois, straight ass. Illinois versus Fairly Disinterested. We've got Boise versus Utah Valley, Gonzaga, San Diego State, game of the night. Colorado versus Washington, San Diego versus Fresno, Loyola Marymount versus Tarleton State, Cal versus Arizona, and Stanford versus Arizona State. Jay, anything?
Let's get back to it. My phone just froze.
All right. I'll take Washington plus the points against Colorado. I think that's gotten just a little out of hand to the high side. I also like Utah Valley plus the points against Boise, and I will roll with that's about it. Costi?
Give me the dog, Fairleigh Dickinson, getting all the points versus Illinois. 26 and a hook. That's about it in this spot.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in that game. I'm going to go with the under. Obviously news for Illinois, Terrence Shannon Jr. suspended indefinitely. That's a big chunk of scoring to take away from Illinois. One of the best scorers in the country, around 22 points per game. And even then, I didn't think Fairleigh Dickinson was going to score a whole lot in that game, maybe get lucky to get to 60 points. So I think this game finishes closer around 145, maybe 150. I think 163.5 is far too many in this one. I like the under.
This guy's still blasting about Kanye in Chicago. Like I said, I couldn't name 3 Kanye songs. He could walk right by me on the street. I wouldn't recognize him. Not my thing. Anyways, parlay time. Chris?
I'm gonna go with the 4 team. I'm gonna go with Kentucky, Niagara, Kennesaw State, and Michigan.
Jay?
Let's go with. My phone's still frozen, bro. That shit's annoying. I'm trying to do it off my computer. Hold on. Come back to me. All right, there we go. No, I'm back. Give me Suns, landing number on the Hornets. I'm just doing shit I don't normally do. Give me the Suns, land the points. Give me the Clippers, land the points. And I'm going to fade the Nets. Give me the Wizards plus the points.
I'm going to take SIU Edwardsville. I'm going to take Purdue laying that big number. And I will take I'll take Oral Roberts against Kansas City. Costi.
I'm going to do a 3-teamer in the NBA. Clippers, Bucks, Celtics. As square as it goes, you just don't have to overlook it on Fridays. It's okay.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you tomorrow for the roundtable.